we'll talk about pets being allowed on aeroplanes. That's depressing. the Virgin is about to launch this because the Civil Aviation Authority has made it possible. You'll now be allowed to take your pet on your aeroplane. The details of Virgin's Pets on Planes policy have emerged, including the weight limit for the pet plus the carrier. It's 8 kilos. So it has to be a softball carrier for the cat or the dog.
It's a decent-sized cat, I've got to say.
Well, but you can get dogs that size. 8 kilos is a fair-sized animal. And you know what you do when you get an aeroplane? You put it under the seat in front of you. That means the pet person's behind me and it's under my seat. And I don't want it under my seat.
This was proposed by Virgin about a year ago, and they're still trying to work through all the regulatory aspects because, of course, you've got food issues because you're going to be preparing food basically in a tin can at 30,000 feet with animals crawling around. You've got issues of allergies. I'm allergic to cats and dogs.
Oh, really?
So I can't imagine having your moggy under my seat for 3 or 4 hours as I fly to wherever. And then they've got the issue, of course, of what happens if a dog just starts barking. I mean, it's bad enough when you've got babies, and I've flown with little kids, so I totally understand how difficult it is for parents. But, I mean, it's pretty bad when you get a kid screaming as you're coming into land and their ears are adjusting. But could you imagine a dog just going off?
And that's
Not
to
just
say
a dog.
nothing of them defecating.
Oh, well,
the smell.
they're supposed to be cleaned out before they get on the plane. But how many will be allowed on a flight? Because if one dog starts barking, all the rest will join in and you'll have a chorus up and down the
Then the cats will start freaking out. You'll have pandemonium. They're going to allow 2 rows, apparently, on select Virgin flights, primarily between Melbourne and Sydney. And I've got to say, I flew into Sydney last weekend, and as I was exiting the terminal, I thought I need to go to the bathroom. And so I went to, down the sort of the corridor where you normally go to the bathroom. And I was going to go into the disabled toilet, actually, Liz, because I just really needed to go. I just needed to go fast.
You don't admit that.
Probably too much information.
You don't admit that.
But here's what happened, right? Where the disabled toilet would normally be, they've now put a toilet for animals within the actual terminal. And we've got a photograph here. That's inside that. I actually went in there out of curiosity.
No.
You can see there the artificial turf at the rear of the toilet there. That's where you take your animal.
Gross.
So terminals are already preparing for this initiative by Virgin.
That's going to reek. Anyone who has smelled a cat's urine knows that is going to absolutely...
They mark their territory, don't they? They mark their territory. We had a really well-trained little dog once. We could take it outside and the command was empty. And it did. It was terrific. But how can you ensure that... Well, anyway... The whole thing is just...
I think this will be so short-lived for a very simple reason. Everyone will be avoiding those particular flights.
Absolutely.
And Virgin will just be like, yeah, this really isn't lucrative. Is it? Really? Could have told you that before it got off a blueprint. I mean, it's a pretty simple concept. And you've just got people who aren't pet people at all. I can appreciate other people's pets, not when I'm locked up with them on an aeroplane against my will, but I can appreciate other people's pets. Then you have people like you who are allergic to, sounds like everything, and then you have other people who even have phobias and are genuinely like, if a dog comes up to them, they're like, no, get out of here. I don't like animals.
But I'm a dog person. I love dogs, absolutely adore dogs. I just don't want to be locked in an aeroplane for an hour or two with dogs. A dog, dogs are wonderful. They just love you, without any reservation. So love dogs, don't want them on aeroplanes. That's the answer.
I actually think this could be a wonderful and very successful advertisement for Qantas Airlines. They should start marketing themselves. We only fly human beings, although the furries would be confused. So there is that.